What we dreaming? Are we dreaming? Are we dreaming? Are we dreaming?
So, hi guys, it's Miss Lollipop and welcome to a new series I'm going to be starting on my channel today. So, this series is actually going to be a Runaway Teen Challenge and also a Big Sister Challenge crossed combined. So, I'm not too sure what I want to call this series just yet. So, if you guys have got any suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. And whoever gets picked for their name suggestion for the series will be linked in the next episode. No, sorry, not the next episode, the episode after, so episode 3. And I'll go ahead and give you a shout out if your name was picked for the series. So go ahead and leave those in the comment section for me, please, guys. So if you were around on my channel before, you would have seen that I've done a creator sim for Thea and Celeste, our two main characters, because these are actually existing characters from a series that I had already. But don't be alarmed if you haven't watched my Get Famous series. You haven't got to watch that to be able to watch this series. I will go ahead and explain the backstory, so you've got some sort of idea of what was going on before, so you know how we're in the position of Thea looking like she's stoned, basically, that she's high AF, which she isn't. Okay, she's fine actually. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the backstory of the family just now. If you guys aren't interested in hearing about it, or if you don't think that you need to go over it, it won't just be a backstory on Get Famous, it'll also be a backstory on how Thea and Celeste ended up in the position that they are now. But if you guys aren't interested in it, go ahead and skip to the timestamp that's on the screen, or I'll link it in the description as well, so you can just go and skip the intro. And we'll head straight into gameplay, and if you want to stick around and listen to the backstory, then keep on watching. So, basically what happened to Get Famous is Thea's mum, Alea, and Zayden, they both got together when they were quite young. Thea was born when Alea was just starting up her career. You know, Alea was a really distant mum, should I say. She was very, very busy with her career. Zayden cared a bit more about the kids, so he did actually like take care of them and stuff. But you know, when they first got together, it's a lot more like Zayden was focused on his career as well. He was an athlete, and Alea is an actor, or an actress, should I say. So she ended up really working hard towards that. Either way, as time's progressed on, you know, she's ended up having Celeste as well, and just after she had baby Celeste, she actually got herself into drugs. So after Alea got into drugs, basically Zayden found out, and with that, one time when she went to go meet up with the drug dealer, that drug dealer being her ex-boyfriend, she actually slept with him. So not only did she do drugs, she actually cheated on Zayden, her fiance at the time. So those guys ended up breaking up. That never ended up happening. And basically Zayden and the kids all moved out and lived like a little like suburban life, completely away from the spotlight, because obviously Alea was really famous, whereas the other portion of the family, obviously like Thea, Celeste, and Zayden weren't as famous, but they were still in the spotlight still. So they left, you know, a little like quiet life, and I tell you what, the kids really, really appreciated it, and Zayden did too, you know, like being able to spend quality time with his family. But since then, Alea wanted to prove herself to her family, and specifically Zayden. And Zayden and Alea never stopped loving each other because of all of that stuff that happened. It was more of just a case of, you know, he was hurt at the fact that, you know, she cheated on him. You know, he didn't know if she could take him back. He didn't know if he could take her back. So that ended up fizzling out and everything. And then eventually she ended up proving herself to the family. She ended up stopping her drugs, and she really, really came around and cared for her family and things. So after all of that stuff, yeah, basically, they ended up moving back in, and Zayden and Alea ended up getting married after sorting everything out. Now, in that time, Thea's always been a lot like her mum. She's been much more in the spotlight than her sister Celeste. So this is Thea just here on the screen. I'll go ahead and show you Celeste once she comes back from school. So yeah, Thea, she's, what's my word? She was always like, she was doing drama club and stuff like when she was younger, and I feel like her mum really did push her to do things like that, that, you know, she would have wanted to do when she was a kid. And the fact that Alea wanted to get into like being an actress so early, and she ended up not getting into that until she turned to a young adult. So I feel like she was pushing her daughter to go and do the same thing of her dreams when that wasn't Thea's dreams. So Thea was sort of living like a two-time life, if that makes sense. So although she'd wake up and she'd put on all this makeup, actually realistically, she didn't really care that much. You know, she's stunning anyway. She doesn't need the makeup, but she felt like she had to because she was always in the spotlight. And when she moved out with her dad in that, you know, portion of her life, when she was living with her dad and her sister, or a little sister, sorry, she actually really enjoyed just having the three of them and being out of the spotlight and it being really, really close knit. And honestly, I don't know if she wanted her mum and her dad to get back together. I feel like maybe she thought it was the best idea if her dad stayed away, because she didn't know if, you know, her mum was actually the best thing for the family. And Thea really does care for her little sister as well, so she is really looking out for her. And she didn't know if it would be the best upbringing for Celeste to be involved in that, considering when Zayd and Alea split up, basically Celeste was literally a baby, so she'd only just been born, and then Alea had got into all those things. So realistically, she hadn't built a great relationship with Celeste. So Celeste looked up to Thea a lot more as a motherly figure than she did to Alea, because Alea really wasn't in Celeste's life much while she was growing up. So yeah, that ended up being the backstory for that. So, the way that it ended up rolling out, obviously the Get Famous series has ended up, you know, finishing off. Everybody moved back in and they were all playing happy families. Now, unfortunately, after everything that had happened, Zayd and Alea both got hooked on painkillers. And so after everything that had happened, they actually got hooked on pills. So unfortunately, that ended up coming around. Obviously, they were living in the celebrity life. Alea ended up getting to the full, you know, the fullest of her career. Zayd ended up doing the same, and they were just in the spotlight and they felt pressured to do it, and they ended up getting hooked on it. Now obviously Alea had already been hooked on drugs before, so it was quite easy for her to be swayed. And then after she, you know, said to Zayden, you know, did you want to try it, and they ended up going to parties together, because realistically they never stopped partying. You know, they were always living that life, when realistically they should have grown out of it and started taking care of their kids. But either way, it's not about what they should have done, it's about what happened. So, when they were on their way home from a Met Gala, they actually ended up getting injured in a car accident. So, that ended up, you know, being a really big impact on the family. They ended up going to hospital. It ended up being a really, really big thing. And Thea and Celeste left after they are no longer being taken care of by their parents. And their parents also refused to give up the pills. So after Thea knew that, you know, Celeste wasn't going to get the best upbringing being in this family because of everything that had happened, they actually decided to move away, or should I say run away. Now, the issue with running away with your parents being very famous is it's difficult to run away and not be noticed, because Thea and Celeste have always been in the spotlight. So it's difficult for them to go anywhere near Del Sol Valley, because that was obviously where they grew up and they were always in the spotlight as well. So Thea ended up saying to Celeste, pack your bags, we're actually going to leave, and we're going to go find somewhere else. So Thea had been researching this for a little while. She didn't really know what to expect, and as you can see, I think I'm not sure if she's regretting her decision just yet, but she doesn't exactly look happy about it. But she decided to move her and Celeste to Selvadorada. So she ended up going into the jungle, because she thought that is the best way to hide from, you know, her family, from police, from any like authorities, just because, you know, it's much less likely for her to be noticed in a different country. Whereas if she moved to like, you know, Windenburg or something, it's literally like a town just down from Del Sol Valley. So it kind of makes sense that it made sense that they moved to Selvadorada, that is, you know, completely separate and far away from all the rest of, you know, away from all the rest of the world basically, and they're not going to get recognized. So they ended up packing their bags, and as you guys would have seen in the makeover video that came out just before this one, you would have seen that they took a few pieces of clothing with them. So that's why they're not in like ratted clothing exactly, because they did take a few pieces of clothing with them. So if I go ahead and show you, this is Thea just here. She managed to grab a quick crop top and a pair of shorts, and of course her trainers. So obviously she wanted some nice walking shoes. She had this beautiful hairstyle, but obviously you can't curl your hair in the jungle, so a girl had to sling it back into this like little semi ponytail thing, and she's still looking really cute. She also cut her hair as well, because it'd be a lot more manageable. And exactly the same with Celeste. She ended up just putting it in a few braids, cutting her hair. You know, Celeste had amazing long hair right the way down to her bum, in like, you know, curls and stuff. And yeah, you can't have that in the jungle, because it's going to get caught in twigs, and you just like, no, it's just not worth it. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in, and I can show you around where we are expecting to live. So, basically, while Thea was traveling with Celeste, they did end up obviously going into Selvadorada. They came across the market, which was just over here, and they ended up taking a boat actually over to this part of the island. So they ended up coming around the river just around here. And ended up coming over. So they saw this bit over here. So this is obviously like the national park area, and the bit that's connected to like the trail and the temple. So they thought maybe we shouldn't stick around by here because there's going to be a lot of people walking in and out, specifically tourists. And tourists are the most likely people to be able to figure out that obviously, you know, Thea and Celeste are like away, if that makes sense, and they shouldn't really be where they are. So it was the best decision to actually move away and, you know, be somewhere more secluded away from this area here. So they have got, you know, a few amenities I suppose they can go and use, as long as, you know, there's not too many people around so they won't get caught. There's somewhere probably to make some food, you know, there's somewhere for, you know, Celeste to maybe play a little bit of play on the swings a little bit, and yeah, maybe go for a swim and stuff. So they kept walking along the trail trying to find somewhere that was a little bit more secluded. They didn't want to go near the marketplace because obviously again it's going to be full of tourists, and the locals are a lot less likely to notice you know, Celeste and Thea and recognize them. So they ended up coming across this temple over here. It was like an abandoned temple, as you can see, like the rocks are all cut down and it was completely, you know, not in use. You know, the whole thing is, you know, completely destroyed basically. And there's also this massive, like, it's not massive, but there's this well down here with water in it. And she thought it was probably the best place to set up camp because they could always, you know, put a tent in here, and they're completely out of the way from, you know, any strangers because there's some rocks over here. So realistically, unless anybody comes all the way over here, which is very unlikely, they're not going to be caught. So it's probably the best place for them to go. So Thea is really trying to keep Celeste safe and go places where they're not going to be caught, and, you know, she can do what she needs to do to take care of her little sister. So, of course, she ended up quitting school. She couldn't stay at school, you know, she had to leave. However, she actually enrolled Celeste in the school round the corner, so Selvadorada school. It's just over in the market, so they have like a taxi bus that goes along to take, you know, the kids to school. So she ends up going to school, so she's all good. But, you know, Thea, she's not going to be going to school. Plus, people are going to ask her questions because she's a teenager, so she's much more likely to be asked questions about, you know, where's your parents, like, where do you live, things like that. So they're much less likely to ask that of Celeste. So Thea, you know, she's just going to take care of... Thea is just going to take care of the family and look after everything. And yeah, I think I've got you guys all caught up. So I'm really excited to start this series, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun one to do. And I hope you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. I'm really excited just to like figure out what goes on. So a few of the rules, because obviously this is a Big Sister challenge and a Runaway Teen challenge. So specifically, it's kind of going to be a crossover of the rules. So hold on, let me just play this out. So let me just have her go nap over here because I think she's really tired after her. She's really tired after the journey here. So yeah, basically, the rules are going to kind of cross over between the Runaway Teen challenge and the Runaway Teen challenge and the Big Sister challenge. So the rules will kind of be the same. You know, she being Thea isn't going to work again. She's, you know, she can't work, so she is going to have to stay at home and make a living by either going into the jungle, you know, getting things out of here and stuff, and, you know, she's going to have to sort of work her way. Whereas Celeste can actually go to school, you know, but then they have to be kind of away from locals, so they aren't allowed to talk to many locals, and they are allowed to talk to the Selvadoradian people because they're less likely to notice them, but realistically they need to stay away from all people if they can. If they have to go into the market, then they have to go into the market, and obviously for the moment they do need to like stay on the down low. So that is sort of how it is working out right now. And as you can see, obviously these guys, they didn't really bring a lot of clothing. You know, they wasn't really prepared to know exactly what was going to go on. But it is coming along to 5 o'clock, and it looks like the guys are getting pretty hot. They both need a shower. Thea is already coming up with a pimple on her face, I suppose because she's not doing her, you know, routine of face mask since she is out in the jungle. And she is actually on a period, which I don't think she ended up bringing any tampons with her. So, as you can see, she's not in exactly the best position. So, yeah, bring tampons with you when you want to wake kids. Okay, don't listen to me. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Don't listen to me. Okay, right. Let's have them go and actually come over here. So over here, we're quite lucky because this is where obviously everybody goes into the temple. So they have got some amenities over here, specifically this, which is where we can use the bathroom and also take a shower, which is perfect for us. So I'm going to go have both of the girls go over there and, you know, use the toilet and stuff. But I think these guys might actually be arguing. Maybe Celeste, you know, isn't feeling the best. I feel like Thea is really trying to do her, you know, her best. But Celeste probably is struggling because, again, they've grown up with such luxuries. They've grown up in a position where they had so much money, and now look at them. They're literally sleeping out here on this weird rock outside of a broken temple in the middle of a jungle where they've never been before. They, you know, they barely even left the country when they were, you know, because their mum was always working, that they barely even left the country. So realistically, they haven't been through any of this, and I'm sure this is a really, really scary situation for both of them. But Thea is trying to, you know, hold it all in. She's not going to tell Celeste, you know, I'm worried, you know, I don't know how this is going to work out. She just told her, you know, I'm going to take care of you from now on. We're going to have a better life than what we had when we were living back in Del Sol Valley, and I'm going to take care of you. And that's how it is. You know, she has to be the motherly figure for Celeste now. So yeah, that is how we're gonna leave it off. So I'm gonna have both of these guys go and get themselves ready. There are some flies out here. I'm sure Thea isn't exactly thrilled about going over here again. As you can see, she is actually being eaten by these bugs. She's feeling pretty tense from her school day as well, so that's not going great. But both of them are getting a bit hungry, so we'll wait for Thea to finish having a shower, and then when she gets out, I think we'll come out here and see if we could get anybody to make some food over here, because we will need to load this area in to make sure that obviously people can cook. So if we have them come over here, we'll just have to wait until somebody comes over and makes us some food, hopefully. Or I don't know, we might have to go fishing if we can go and find a spot to fish in. But it looks like Celeste brought along her favorite toy, which is really good. She couldn't leave home without her Chompy the monster. Oh my god, that's so cute. So yeah, so they haven't got anything in their inventory. Celeste has just got a little Chompy monster, and she is getting pretty hot. I am going to need to get her changed into her hot weather wear, and as you can see by their outfits, they have basically the same outfits to everything because they couldn't bring that much clothing because they didn't have any, you know, big bags to carry with them. So she can go ahead and play with her thing, but I think she is getting a little bit hungry. So once Thea gets out of the shower, we can have them maybe go and wait. Oh my god, they're literally being attacked by bugs every single time they come out. But at least she's finally had a shower and she managed to clean herself up in terms of her, you know, menstrual cycle. That's kind of disgusting, but either way, let's have Celeste go in here. We're going to go see if we can go grab some food. So if you guys are new to my channel, you wouldn't know, but I actually do a lot of story-based videos on my channel. So I like, you know, doing stuff that is themed around, you know, storytelling and stuff. So that is what this series is going to be about. Obviously. But yeah, if you guys like that sort of thing, then definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I definitely will be here for the long haul. So we're going to have a full series of this. So if you guys are interested in like storytelling stuff, and you know, this sort of gameplay style, and of course Alpha CC, because girl, I cannot survive without my CC, then yeah, definitely go ahead and subscribe. So we've got our girl Thea here. It seems somebody is actually trying to come over and talk to her. Hopefully it is a local and not a tourist. But Celeste is actually getting pretty tired. She does want to go home, but we do need to convince her to stay. Let's just see if we can go and try and downplay our stress and just say to her, you know, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. You know, we're going to be absolutely fine. Her sister isn't taking that very well, as you can see. She's like, are you joking me? You brought me out into the jungle. You told me you were going to take care of me, and now look at us. Are you joking? And I think Thea really is trying her hardest. She really is trying her hardest. I think maybe we should go and maybe express some admiration for her and say, you know, you done really, really well. Like, you know, that travel was really difficult for both of us, and, you know, you done so well by making it. And just try and big her up a bit and, you know, see if she'll take it okay. And you know what? She seems to be pretty okay with it. So she said, I really appreciate that. So thank you, which is good. So at least they're good. These guys are getting on. But it seems that this guy here, Karim, I don't know what he's doing here, but these guys keep trying to go home. They can't go home because, no, you can't go home. You need to eat some food. I need to wait for somebody to come and grab some food. Okay, let's try lighting this fire. We might be able to roast something on here. I don't know if this is like the bonfire roasting thing. or what this is. Oh my god, please don't take this. No, this is not what I need. Don't set yourself on fire. Oh my god. Okay, what can she do? Well, they can't eat there, can they? Oh no, what am I gonna do? I literally can't grill anything. Let's try rummaging in the bin and see if she can find anything in there. Hopefully she can find like I don't know, a bit of pizza in there or something, because these guys are starving. Celeste is already screwing off. She's already on her way home, so... did you find anything in the trash? No, you didn't find anything. No. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to have them eat. Maybe we should try and go find... hold on. Oh, what's this? Oh, throw away. Okay, well, that's no use. Maybe we should try and have her go and find a lake, so she can come and actually go fishing in the lake. This lot is not age appropriate for children and teens. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, maybe we should have them go and... Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. Maybe we should have them go and see if we can find a pond or something somewhere so we can have her go fish. And then that way we can at least try and eat some fish or roast some on, you know, the grill over here. We can try something, but let me go see if I can go find something. Okay, so while stumbling around, Thea managed to come across this thing over here. Now, if I go ahead and pop it up, it seems like it's this little, like, hut within the forest that actually has a little pond over here that she could come over and go fishing at, but she is really, really uncomfortable, so she's really going to struggle to do that. But there's also somewhere to grill up some food over here, so I think she's found a really, really good spot, actually, to go and find, you know, some stuff to keep both of them alive, basically, to eat some food, but she's feeling really tired. Celeste's already gone back to the camp. I feel like she shouldn't actually be there by herself though. So I am going to bring her here. And then at least if she wants to go to sleep or something, she can come over here and actually sleep on this bench over here. So she can come over here and actually nap. And then in the meantime, I think she's trying to go over there and do a little bit of yoga over here. It seems really lovely. They've got like this thing over here. They've got like a water fountain and stuff. So that's really cool. But as you can see, we kind of are in the middle of nowhere, which she went over here, she saw some lights over here by this little church, and then came over here, managed to stumble across, this over here as well. So we can actually fish together with Celeste. So can she do that? Okay, so Celeste can fish. Ooh, okay. Right, let's have Celeste go fishing since she's in a much better mood. Unfortunately, Thea's like, you know what? I'm going to stand here and maybe talk to this local over here. Okay, so... what should we have her do? I feel like she should probably go and light the fire and start getting ready to make some food while Celeste does a little bit of fishing over here. So she's going to try and find us some fish. Hopefully she can find something, but we will see. So hopefully Celeste can find us a decent fish at least so that Thea can cook something up, because she's really not having a good day, to be honest. But what can we do? We can roast. Okay, so she can actually roast some stuff. So she can roast some hot dogs and some veggie dogs. Okay, well, let's try and roast some hot dogs. And it seems that there are also some other people over here. I think these might actually be the locals. This is another teenager as well. So, I mean, I suppose it's probably not the best idea to actually make friends. So although I suppose she can introduce herself to this girl, we probably won't talk to her too much. So I am going to, although give her an introduction, just say, hello, I'm new to the town. Then that's it, because it's more suspicious to actually say nothing, probably. So let's just give her a friendly introduction and, say that we're not really interested. And has Celeste found something? Please tell me she's got herself a fish. Wait, hold on. What's she got? What's she got? What's she pulling out? Come on. What did she manage to grab? Ooh, what was that? She caught a cowberry plant. Oh, okay. They sell for like 180 simoleons though, so that is pretty good. We might not actually plant that because cowberries, they're pretty useless, to be honest. They end up killing you anyway, so we might actually just go ahead and sell that for the moment. But in the meantime, Thea has managed to grill up a hot dog for herself. And can Celeste come and grill her own food? She can actually. She can come and grill her own hot dog. Okay, well, let's have her stop fishing now because it is like 12 o'clock. She's going to have school tomorrow and I don't even think she's done her homework. So let's have her go and grill herself up a hot dog and then we can have both of these guys. Oh no, this is not looking good so far. Please, Thea, you're supposed to be looking after your sister and right now your sister is looking after you. Honestly, you are like the worst motherly figure there is. Oh my god. Okay, we should just pass the F out on the floor. She can't go and dig anything. realistically, she can't really do much. There is a plantain plant, which also she can't harvest. So yeah, I think she has finished her food. Does she need another one? Probably. Okay, how about we go and roast another hot dog? Hopefully she can make that. Okay, yeah, I get it. Your life's hard, okay? You lived such a distinguished life before. Come and sit down and wait for your sister to finish grilling her hot dog so you can grill your hot dog. What's she trying to do? I think she's trying to chat with her. Oh, she wants to be friendly with Thea. I bet she feels bad about what happened earlier because, you know, she was talking about them. But let's complain about parents, because I bet that's something that Celeste would definitely do. Celeste would definitely be like, oh my god. Although this has been a really, really difficult situation, I'm kind of still glad we're away from mum and dad. And Thea was like, yeah, you know what, I agree. What is she going to go mop up for? There's nothing to mop up there. You crazy? Okay, could you roast your hot dog now? Are you still roasting this hot dog? Okay, she's still going with this hot dog. So there's also another spot over here that they can go fishing at. Can Thea do any fishing just yet? She has identified a new she's identified a new fish. Okay, well that's pretty interesting. I don't think she can actually do any fishing because she's so tired. But can she go ahead and actually roast up her own hot dog now that her sister... Okay, how about your sister just squishes up? How about you just move over a little bit? Move over a little bit, and then your sister should be able to grill her own hot dog. Come on, please eat some food before you go back to bed, because otherwise you're just going to sit there and complain all day that you're hungry. And they do need to go back and, you know, try and get some sleep. We do need to focus on trying to get a 10, because right now they're just sleeping on benches everywhere, and it's not a good place for a child to sleep. So they're definitely going to focus on trying to... find themselves a tent so they can sleep in. I'm sure they might be able to head into the marketplace, into the town, and see if they can buy one in there, because obviously people always go into the jungle and, you know, go and find things, and obviously the town is just over here as well, so we can always go over here and see if they can grab one for us. But Thea has actually just passed out, so it's really clearly not going very well. I can't believe that this is happening already. Oh my god, are you joking me? This is not going well so far. Okay, well, she didn't even manage to eat her food, but you know what? I think the best thing for her right now is probably to sleep and to wait until the morning to eat. But luckily, her sister managed to finish her food. So now, next one's going to go passed out. Love that. Once she's finished passing out, then she can head home too. It's like a trowel, like mother duck and then baby duck is like passing out. Okay, well, either way, she's gonna go and pass out over here, and then once both of them wake up, I'm gonna have them head back to the base camp and go and, you know, take a quick nap on the bench. Hopefully get a little bit of sleep before Celeste has to go to school tomorrow, and Thea is gonna try and make a little bit of money tomorrow so we can actually go and grab a 10. So I will go ahead and see you guys when they get back to the house. Okay, so we just arrived back home, and as you can see, both of these guys are super sleepy. So let's have them both go and head over here and take a nap. And actually, she's feeling pretty chilled because I think it gets a little bit colder during the, the winter time. So let's go and actually pop on her... Let's go and pop on her outerwear so she's not too cold, and then she can go and nap. And she actually just passed out again. She didn't even make it, but she's doing fine, other than the fact that she does actually need a tampon. But yeah, afterwards she can go and get into her outerwear as well so that she doesn't get too cold, and then she can go and find the next bench to go and nap on. So we can have both of these guys get ready for the morning when we go ahead and actually get some gameplay on. So I'm sorry that this episode wasn't consistent of a lot of gameplay, but there was a lot of stuff for me to do in this episode, you know, to get sorted out and to talk to you guys and stuff, because although, you know, there was a backstory to go for, I needed to explain what the series is going to be like so that you guys knew what to expect from it. But definitely next episode will be full of gameplay, so don't worry about that. You won't have to... what is that there? Oh, this is some sort of dirty pile of food. Okay, well that's just lovely. So yeah, definitely next episode will be full of gameplay. But I tell you what, since it is the next morning, and I am gonna go ahead and end the episode off here with these guys just sleeping. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I'll get around to them as soon as I can. And if you are new, it would be awesome if you could subscribe, because obviously it helps our little family grow. And if you just want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button, you get notified every single time I upload, which means you never miss one of my uploads. And I think that is everything. So as always, I love you all, and I'll speak to you in the next episode. Bye guys!